Mark, I want to start with you for all things Manchester. Let's start on the red side, shall we? Obviously, it looks like Van der Beek will be making that move from the Eredivisie to the Premier League. The thing that we've been discussing a lot over the last couple of days is where does he fit into this Manchester United side? So we asked you for your potential starting 11.
Yeah, I think he plays in a team with Fernandes and Pogba. I think you can accommodate him if you have the right people behind him, if you have a strong enough back line. I think Van der Beek is somebody with a bit of industry. He'll run around, he'll create space. I think Van der Beek can play anywhere. When you get players from Ajax, they tend to have that ability to play anywhere in their position. So I think that he'll be a good addition. And also, I think what we saw when United lost the Europa League semi-final to Sevilla is that United really lacked depth, and he's come in, and the people that were coming in the past are people like Jesse Lingard, Andreas Pereira, Juan Mata, who are not good enough or are no longer good enough for United. So is he not upgrading all three of those? It just makes United better in that position.
Pogba, Fernandes, Van der Beek, Matic midfield. Does that work for you, Craig?
Well, it's better than how they were operating last year with the personnel at times. Look, Van der Beek, as Augie said, can do a little bit of everything. I think there's a question mark, there's a serious question mark, and that will continue, I think, about Matic's ability to get around the pitch and block that back line off. But the interesting thing is that the kind of shape of team that Mark has gone for is slightly different to what Van der Beek is reporting to journalists in Holland. He's saying he's had conversations with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who has told him he really sees him as a playmaker and sees him as a number 10 role, and apparently he's delighted with that. But he clearly never watched the final 6 months of Man United's season, where Bruno Fernandes was absolutely fantastic. So I don't know. What he does do, he improves United's squad. He improves their talent level and their ability to change things around. So that's never a bad thing. But I think the balance of that midfield would still be under a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, would you question that balance as well, Frank?
Yes, definitely. Well, first of all, I think it's a very good recruitment, and then Van der Beek, as Craig just said, can play everywhere, which is not the case of Paul Pogba. And I think you will have to find the right position for Paul Pogba, which is still a question mark, and has been a question mark for many coaches and many talents who seen him with lots of qualities, but no real position on the field.
Where do you play him, Frank? Where would you play him if you were Solskjaer?
Well, let's say maybe alongside Matic, or maybe on the left side, but never on the right side, as Mark just put him, because I've seen him once playing there, and he was nowhere near it. Wan-Bissaka, if it's the case, will have lots of jobs, because Pogba doesn't like really to defend. He's okay if he's in a position, but if he has to go back, he doesn't like it. So I don't know. It's going to be a question mark to find the right balance. Van der Beek can play number 10. As Chris said, Fernandes did very well as a number 10. But I think Fernandes can also be used as a back midfield, let's say, alongside Matic, and you can leave free Pogba, because we don't know where to put him. And maybe you will more balance that midfield's positions.
Where do you put Pogba, Mark?
It always gets back to Pogba, doesn't it? Even when they sign new players, it's always about Paul Pogba. I agree with the guys. After all the time he's been at United and at Juventus, nobody knows what his best position is, and I certainly won't play him alongside Matic, because I don't think he has the defensive discipline to do that role. He just doesn't seem to like it. He seems to, I won't go as far as to say sulks there, but he doesn't give it any kind of full commitment, I don't think. The thing with Pogba is I think Pogba can either be spectacular in terms of what he does in the creative third of the pitch, or on a bad day, he could be Man United's Mesut Ozil. He just goes missing. And not only does he go missing, he drops his team in it a lot. And if United were a stronger squad and Solskjaer was in a strong position, I'd actually get rid of Pogba. I think that it doesn't give you enough for the baggage that he brings with him. I don't see this super talent that people talk about. I think we've had long enough now to see what Paul Pogba does, and he has more off days than good days. And United have their own star now in Bruno Fernandes. I'm not sure they need Pogba. I think that, who knows, this could be Solskjaer kind of planning for life after Pogba. Unfortunately, I don't think it is. I think that United are stuck with him and he's stuck with United. But I do think that, Van der Beek would bring more work rate and more consistency. We've seen Bruno Fernandes deliver both consistency and work rate and goals. I still don't know what Pogba does, so time will tell with Pogba. But yeah, there are a lot of question marks over Paul Pogba, and they never seem to go away.
Where do you think,
the interesting thing there, Dan, is, and there is, just to go back on that, is there is an element here of whether Solskjaer is going to try and shoehorn one of these players in, if this is the current personnel he's got to select from. Because, you know, we're seeing Mikel Arteta go into Arsenal and apart from anything else, have some strong management in terms of, you know, team selection. And Solskjaer's going to have that. I agree with Mark. I think there's been links with Thiago. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But the Van de Beek signing, potentially, the Fernandes signing, is signalling, I think, that in a perfect world, United, if they could get top dollar for Pogba without him, and they would have Van de Beek in there with Matic and Fernandes in front, or sign another player. Because if you look at the way they played towards the end of last season, when they did perform better in terms of how they played their football, you know, Pogba was a little bit more central alongside Matic with Fernandes in the hole. But long term, I don't think Solskjaer believes, and Mark picked up on it, is that the defensive aspect of his game is slack. So United might be trying to pave a pathway for being able to get Paul Pogba out the door. The problem is, with this pandemic, is whether enough teams have got the appetite to splash the budget on this player. But I could easily see him having to spend some time on the bench next season. If Fernandes continues with his form, if Matic is fit, and Van de Beek comes in and does well, I don't think it's a guarantee Pogba will start.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.